All right, back on Morning Line. Thanks for joining us. Our guest is Dr. Friday. She's our financial expert, tax expert, taking your questions or comments on the Plus, as well as streaming live on Facebook at newschannel5.com. A couple quickies that I saw just now as I scrolled through the Facebook comments here messaging us right now, Dr. Friday. One, people are asking if it's a married couple, but they filed separately, how will that play out? Does the IRS look to see whether their combined salaries boost them over that amount, or do they just look at them individually?
No, they will do a combined now. So it will be. And most people that file separately only have two reasons. One, they're in a higher income bracket and there's a tax advantage to that. Or maybe one person has child support or other issues and then they try to file it separately. But they will combine the two incomes. And that's the one, if they do miss it somehow, they may end up paying it back if they get it and they actually have combined income too high.
Ah, gotcha. And another question from someone was just about, what about, well, 17 and under is the one for the $500, I guess, correct? But some people wondering,
it's actually 16 and under.
16.
If they're 17, yeah. Okay. If they're 17, they don't get it.
They don't. So could a 17 or 18 or 19-year-old who's been working and pays taxes, would they be getting a stimulus check?
If they're not being claimed as a dependent on their parents' tax return, which would be pretty rare for a 17-year-old.
Excellent point. All right, let's go next to Karen, waited through the break. Karen, good morning. What's your question for Dr. Friday, Karen?
Hi. My question is, my husband passed away in December. Mm-hmm. And I received my stimulus actually this morning, but they sent the $2,400. My question is, what do I do? Ah,
wow. Okay, so many scenarios. So her husband passed away. She received his share of the check as well. What do they do?
Right. My understanding is that is going to have to be paid back because I think you have to, by what I understand, February 15th or after, you have to have been, in this case, living at that or born after. So it would require, at this point, I would do nothing. You can't, there's no easy way of returning. The IRS is basically closed. So just set the money aside. If I were you, just set it. Be prepared when you file your 2020 tax return that money may have to go back.
Okay, yeah, good advice. That's what I would do, and you're right. She can't do much right now anyway. Ma'am, if I were you, yeah, I wouldn't go spend it, but since you just got the check, you have the other half to use as you please. Set that aside, and who knows, maybe the rules will change and it's something where you're able to keep it, but you don't want to spend it, right, Doc, and all of a sudden get hit up and say, hey, you owe us $1,200. Where are you going to get that?
That can be a lot of money and mess up somebody, yes. I mean, I know no penalties or interest, and it's going to be over a year before you would have to pay it back. So, I would just put it someplace safe where if they need it back, if not, and we don't know the law exactly, so it could be that they'll be able to keep that money based on 18 instead of 19, but that is not the understanding they're giving us.
Smart move on her part to call and ask, and that's good thinking.
Absolutely, that's a great question.
Prepare for that. Let's go next to Lee. Lee, good morning. What's your question, Lee? Hi, Lee. Go ahead.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay, you're on the air. Go ahead. What's your question?
My question is, I received SSI, but I live with my parents. Would I not be eligible for a stimulus check if they claimed me on their taxes?
They claim you as a dependent?
Yes.
Okay, doctor?
No, you would not be getting a stimulus check because your parents are getting the tax advantage by claiming you. So that's the reason they're not giving the double. So no, there would not be. Now this may be a year they consider not claiming you and getting the 500 and allowing you to get the stimulus. But again, I'm not sure what your parents want to do.
Yeah. So okay, and again, as she said time and again, if there's a situation where you're being claimed as a dependent, you do not get a check. Let's go next to Frederick. Frederick, good morning. Frederick, what's your question for Dr. Friday?
I do. So I went to the link that it said like to claim or try to get the status of your payment, and mine actually said that it was linked to like a different bank account and that it was deposited today. But when I went to verify on TurboTax the bank account I put in, it's my actual account. So if it went to a different account, how do I go about with that?
Wow. Okay.
That is a great question, and I think we're going to have quite a few of those because people change bank accounts, or at H&R Block, sometimes people use those cards that are maybe thought to be bank accounts. Did you have a H&R Block card the year before in 2018?
Do you know, did you have an H&R Block card in 2018, ma'am?
No, I don't have H&R Block.
Okay.
I did TurboTax, but I linked it to my Regions bank account.
That's right. She said TurboTax. Okay.
Sorry, she said TurboTax. Sorry.
Yeah.
Great question. And the answer is this: that just like with refunds on any of the 1040s, if banking information is incorrect, it will bounce back, and you will receive it via mail. So it should, if that's not your bank account and it's not a legitimate bank account, it will bounce back. Otherwise, you will have to submit a form to request your refund, and that's going to take a while. So let's hope it bounces back and that there's an error on their side.
Okay, yeah, because ultimately what it could mean then is just a delay in the process.
Right, and they'll just go snail mail versus the direct deposit, yes.
Okay, let's go next to Tiffany. Tiffany, good morning. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, good morning.
Good. What's your question, ma'am?
My question is, I went on to the IRS website and checked my payment status. And the message that I received, it says payment status not available. According to the information we have on file, we cannot determine your eligibility. Contact your local office. There's no one at the local office.
So I have to ask, did you in 2018, that's what mine comes up with, and I know why mine does, because I don't qualify. Was your income, I don't know if you're married or single, but did you make more than $75,000 in 2018? Did you file your 19s yet?
Did you file your 19s yet, ma'am?
No, not 19, but we have filed our 2018.
Okay.
Okay. Was there income over the 75
and
or
everything
150?
is always direct deposited to our bank.
Okay. Was your income over 70,000?
No.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, then that would be my guess, was that your income was reporting over 75,000 or 150,000. But mine shows that, and that's why it is. They may want to double check. I mean, my answer would be, are they sure? Because sometimes people think of their W-2 as their only income. Did they sell something? Did they have stock sales? Did they take out money from an IRA in the year of 2018?
Okay, so she needs to check on that. But if she was under that amount, and that's the case, then what other reason would there be for her not being able to get that info? Is it a snafu?
I will say that no. I would say that the system yet hasn't got everybody in it yet, so they haven't actually updated. I think that right now most of the people that are getting their money fast right this second are people that did file their 2019s.
Okay.
So I don't know if people that are working on 2018, if the IRS has got the site up yet for them.
Gotcha. All right. You have some complicated questions here, and a lot of this we're just learning as we go along.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. A comment here from Becca saying that her tax return was directly deposited in 2018 and she received a check, but my return from 2019 was a check. What should she expect?
I would say she should expect a check unless she wants to go to irs.gov and update for her banking.
I think you're probably right, what they did most recently. Let's go next to Sherry, I believe. Hi, Sherry. What's your question, Sherry?
Hello.
Hello, Sherry. Go ahead. What's your question?
My question is, I filed my taxes on January 28th, and I yet to receive it or haven't answered on what's going on with my taxes. I haven't received a letter or anything.
Did you say on your tax? Or did you hear exactly what she said?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, she said that she filed her taxes in January. I think she said January 28th, and she has not yet received her refund or any letters. She needs to go to irs.gov, check on the status of her refund. There's probably a memo in there that may say there's a reason there. Maybe it's been pulled for a review. Maybe she's claiming children that maybe someone else has tried to claim. There's a lot of different reasons the IRS holds back your returns. A lot of times in January, the W-2s have not yet been submitted to match Social Security, and if you have earned income credit, they specifically say they're waiting for income matching before refunding those. But at this point, it should have been refunded.
Right.
If, you know, in a normal situation.
So something's going on. And real quick, as we go to the break, then when you go to irs.gov, and I'm going to try this myself later today when I get down into the newsroom. You get on there. Basically, you just need your Social Security number, right? And you can go in there and navigate.
Social Security number, date of birth, address, and zip code. If you're checking the status of your stimulus, if you're trying to check your refund status, you're going to need a married status and the dollar amount of the refund.
Gotcha. We're going to take a break, Doc Friday. We'll come back. Lots more comments. Stay with us if you're on Facebook right now, as well as on the line. We'll get to as many calls and comments here as we can before the 9 o'clock hour. We'll be right back.